In this video, we will talk about the velocity. We will start with the average velocity, which is given by this formula, where m1, m2, or delta r represent the displacement between the positions m1 and m2, and where delta t represents the duration. In the International System of Units, the magnitude m1, m2 of the displacement is expressed in meters and the duration delta t in seconds, while the magnitude of the average velocity is expressed in meters per second. Example, a motorcycle takes 30 seconds to move in a frame of reference OIJ from point M1 to point M2 such that M1, M2 equals 450I minus 600J in the SI. Determine its average velocity. To solve the problem, we start by writing the formula, then we replace m1, m2 by its expression, and we divide by delta t equals 30 seconds in this case. And we get the average velocity with its magnitude in meters per second. In addition to the average velocity, we will learn about the instantaneous velocity, which is equal to the average velocity when the duration is too small and is given by this formula that shows that the instantaneous velocity is the derivative of the position vector r. Note that delta t tends to 0 or approaches 0 in this formula means that the duration is too small. We already know that r equals xi plus yj, so its derivative v is equal to x prime I plus y prime j. We also know that any vector, for example v, can be written as its component on the x-axis vx multiplied by vector I plus its component on the y-axis vy multiplied by vector j. By comparing the last two equations, we can get vx equals x prime and vy equals y prime. And as for any other vector, the magnitude of the instantaneous velocity, also called instantaneous speed, is given by the square root of the sum of its squared components and is expressed in meters per second in the International System of Units. Example, the position vector of the center of mass g of a motorcycle in a frame of reference OIJ is given by r equals 10t minus 17I plus 20t plus 12j in the SI. Determine at any instant t its instantaneous velocity and speed. Instantaneous is written between parentheses because whenever we say velocity without specifying, it is instantaneous velocity. And whenever we say speed without specifying, it is instantaneous speed. To solve the problem, we start by writing the formula v equals r prime, then we differentiate r with respect to time and get the instantaneous velocity v equals 10I plus 20j. For the speed, we also apply the formula v equals square root of vx squared plus vy squared and calculate and get the answer v equals 22 meters per second. And this is all for this video. Thank you for watching.